Thanks everyone for joining us today. As you can see, our speakers today from Illinois Tech. My name is Ed Zeifert. I'm our head baseball coach. I just finished my 5th calendar year there at Illinois Tech. I'm also our liaison with the admissions department. I've also run our game day management for the past 5 years, and now I'm transitioning into a role with advancement. So we're doing a lot of different things as coaches here at Illinois Tech, but I hope that can provide you a wide range of answers and experiences and not just everything from a baseball perspective. Tyler Hardy is with us, obviously, from our admissions office, and Johnny Clark is with us. I feel like Johnny Clark has been at Illinois Tech for 25 years, much longer than I have. It's probably about the same amount of time, but he's a member of our men's soccer team. So I appreciate you guys joining me here on this call, and I look forward to sharing a lot with you about our university today. Quickly, I'm going to talk about as much of this athletics part that I think is relevant in thumbnail. If you have specific questions, throw them into the chat, let us know, and then Johnny and I can definitely expand upon a lot of that. Okay. Our mission is up there. You guys can read it word for word there, but basically what we believe in here at Illinois Tech is saying yes. All right. Division III NCAA athletics, high-end academics, high-end engineering, high-end architecture. We're located in the heart of the city of Chicago. We're 31 blocks south from a lot of the pictures that you guys would see on TV of Chicago. The Bean, the Fountain, that theaters district and all that. We're 31 blocks dead south of that, 5 L stops away. Okay. So what we have to focus on top of your academics and on top of your athletics is your professional development and your ability to take advantage of our city. All right. The public transportation in our university is free to use as a student. Okay. And that is so that you can have a professional networking ability. You can have an internship. You can have a cultural experience. You can do those type of things. All right. So our mission really is about being a complete person, right? Being an athlete, being a student, being someone that's there to grow culturally and to grow professionally. Okay. All right. There's a list of our teams. Basically, we have all the big boys except football. All right. So we're going to play soccer. We're going to play baseball. And all those things. Lacrosse is starting to become huge for us, and we could use some swimmers and some cross-country runners. So if you're fast, come on over. We're looking for you. All right. Just quickly, we have over 250 student athletes on campus, 17 teams, 11 coaches, and then our top majors, as I kind of mentioned earlier, engineering, architecture, business. We're also highly competitive and well-trained in the pre-professional studies, especially pre-med and pre-law, where we have a 3-3 program with one of the best intellectual property law schools in the country. Okay, a lot of our guys will also end up in computer science, ITM management, which is information technology management, and those types of things. John, am I missing any big majors there?
No, you're doing good.
All right, awesome. Thanks, John. As I mentioned earlier, we're NCAA Division III. In a nutshell, what does that mean? That means we can give you money for academics and merit-based aid. We cannot take into account in the financial aid process your athletic ability, so we do not. That does not make us uncompetitive on the financial aid spell and all those other things, but that's Tyler's department. We are going to play a very competitive schedule. We are very competitive in most sports at the moment. We are getting better in the ones that we are not in. And our conference is the Northern Athletics Conference. I think we'll talk about this earlier, but we stay in that greater Chicagoland area and then the greater Milwaukee area. Okay. Chicago to Milwaukee, just under 2 hours. Basic standards to stay eligible, I think, are pretty across the board. At most places, we're 2.0 with 24 hours passed in your last 2 semesters. So basically, you're constantly making progress toward graduation. We are a high-end academic school. We do not have a ton of guys on that 2.0 border. All right, it doesn't happen very much, and if it does, there's a big problem going on. Okay, but basically, to be eligible at our place, you have to be making progress toward graduation. A lot of people and a lot of parents are asking us, what do we do for the student athlete that is struggling in class, or how can we balance academics and athletics? Okay, and there's a lot of ways to answer that question. And John, when I'm done here on this slide, why don't you share some experiences okay, to kind of give some of that personal touch. In baseball, we talk about a 3-tiered academic support system. First, we start in the dugout, right? So any major that we have, any class that our guy is going to take, someone in our dugout's probably already taken it with that professor. So there's nobody more invested in our kid than his teammate on site, okay? So we try to keep that in-house if we can. If we can't, we have the Academic Resource Center. The Academic Resource Center is awesome, all right? Every class has assigned tutor. Every tutor can be used, at the convenience of both the student and the tutor. Those tutoring sessions can happen anywhere on campus at any time of the day. And they just really have the resources there to help all sorts of problems in all sorts of classes and kind of do all those things. And then you can obviously use your professor during office hours and TAs and those type of things. I think that academic resource center is a huge help in time management, especially with our young guys. And making sure that they have what they need to be successful from a resource perspective, from a tool perspective, and those type of things. Obviously, with COVID, things are a little bit different as far as using that physical space that we've always used, but they're very available. The tutors are very available. The professionals, the adults in that room are very available. And I think we do a good job of making sure that our student athletes feel supported academically. John, I'll throw this to you here for a couple of seconds. Can you speak to that from a personal perspective?
There's not much I can elaborate on that you haven't said. Yes, we help each other out, especially on team, because on soccer there's about 25 to 30 of us, even I think more now on the team, and we all have we all have different majors, but most of us have the same major. And over the years, I've been one of the only ones that have civil, but all the some young guys are coming into civil, and I've been helping them out with all their classes, helping them understand how to do their workload and making sure they get the assignments turned in on time and prepare for exams.
So just quickly, a day in the life of an athlete. So, sport to sport, this will vary, okay? But for the most part, a lot of our teams do try to work out earlier in the day, early in the morning. There's less class there, or there's no class conflict, okay? So from a baseball perspective, we practice it 1 or 2 times a the day. We usually, in the first semester, we will lift early in that 6:30 a.m. start range. And then they have the rest of the day to go to class, to meet with professors, to do research, to have an internship, to be a part of their professional clubs and those type of things on campus. And those things are unimpeded. When we move into second semester, when we're going to play, right, there's a few more factors involved. So we shift that to the night. So we'll start practice at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, depending on facility usage, assistant coaches, some of those other things that we have to deal with that are unique to us. But you're going to have usually that beginning part of the day. Most of our teams use that. Our kids will usually go to breakfast together. After that, you have your classes, and then you kind of have the rest of your day. The other thing that schedule allows us to do is keep you on a 6 to 8 hour sleep schedule, which a non-student athlete oftentimes throws out the window at the college level, and they're going to school in pajamas. We don't love that, right? We want our guys up, we want them moving, we want them showered for that 8:35 a.m. class. So again, John, anything you want to pop in there about what it's like to be a student athlete here? And
yeah, well, in the day of athlete, that organization of the schedule basically sums up really, but also depending on, for us with soccer, we give our coach, our whole team gives our coach our schedule so he can work practices around that to make sure he gets as many of us there at practice as possible so we can be prepared for our upcoming games.
So Tyler, go ahead and just kind of hit these slides, every couple of seconds here. You're not gonna slow me down. But so athletic travel, we always are going to travel for the most part in style. You're going to be in buses. Most of the time they have internet capabilities because we are a high-end academic school. My first trip I ever took, just quick story, I was told that I had to be quiet on the way to our event. I was not allowed to talk, and I was unprepared. I was ready to get on a bus and screw around and throw paper at the kids or whatever, and they needed to study. They said we could have fun on the way home. So we prepare for our kids in that bus ride to be a study zone as much as it is, a fraternization and kind of a fun zone. We will travel as a part of our conference. By the time any of you get onto campus, St. Norbert's will be involved in our conference. So that will take us from Chicago, Illinois to Green Bay. Wisconsin will go as far west as Rockford and Madison, which are kind of in that same north-south line in the middle of both states. Okay, so it's a pretty cool triangle. You get to see a lot of the Midwest and all of that. And then each team is taking different trips. We were supposed to go to California last year. I've taken my team to Arizona and Florida. Men's soccer specifically has gone to Ireland. The women's basketball team has been to Puerto Rico. The men's basketball team has been to California. The volleyball teams have traveled to the Pacific Northwest and to the Northeast and played it at MIT and some of those other places. So I think our coaches and our teams do a great job of not just giving you a Midwest Chicago experience, but giving you as much of it a national experience as we can. Okay. The facilities here, we'll go through this real quick. This is our workout facility here. It's actually changed quite a bit. We've opened it up and created a new space for a lot of the selectorized stuff that you've seen. The floor on the gym that you see there with the big hawk, that floor is less than 5 years old or right at 5 years old. And a lot of the things inside that gym are brand new. You can see the scoreboard on the bottom of that picture. That's brand new. That's within 2.5 years. So you'll see a lot of our facilities have been constantly updated. Keep rolling through these, Ty. You can see a lot of our facilities have just been constantly updated. The ones that haven't been, we use offsite stuff for. So you see Excess Tennis right here. That's a state-of-the-art, high-end tennis facility a few blocks south of campus, where our tennis team gets just an unbelievable opportunity and experience to play. And then we use the city. Okay, so you see a lakefront trail here, for our cross-country runners. I mean, Lake Michigan, if you've never seen it, looks like an ocean. If you've seen an ocean, they're very similar. Running along that every day is beautiful and awesome. And then some of our teams will use Dunbar Park, which is just to the east of our campus. Okay, there's our soccer facility there, also our lacrosse facility, and then the baseball field. And that's looking almost toward the lake there. If you looked right down the left field line, you'd be looking at the skyline of the city. Okay, and then I think we've got our staff coming up here. We need to make a couple updates to this, but our staff here is been together now for the most part for the last 3 or 4 years. So we're excited about the coaches that we have and where we are going with those things. So our athletic training staff are the best in the business. All of our, this is the other question we get from parents a lot: what happens if we get sick or injured? You'll see Dr. Ganad there. All of our doctors are through the Rush Medical System, which is one of the top medical systems in the country. We love their system. We love the research that they do. We love the access to just the high-end treatment that we get. And Dr. Ganad does a phenomenal job, as do Chapin and Sarah.